is Joy News Prime.
It's approximately 77 days to the December poll. Welcome to Joy News Prime. Coming up tonight, official liquidator of DKM Diamond Company Limited and acting Registrar General confirms her outfit will start part payment of monies to customers of defunct DKM from first week of October 2016, despite a court injunction. Employment and Labour Relations Minister says a memo from the GES directing the posting of teachers without appointment letters is to check possible fraud within the public service, even though the GES claims it was intended to give the trainee teachers hope. On the campaign trail tonight, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party commences Greater Accra Regional Tour, even as Chief of Staff tells others in the Upper West region that the presidency is not for experiments. Meanwhile, the National Road Safety Commission predicts 152 people will die in road crashes before declaration of final results of the December polls.
And ahead in business, Finance Minister Seth Terkper says the current argument about the country's rising debt situation should rather focus on ability to pay and where the funds are being directed to, and not just the figures involved.
The bulletin is available across Europe and ABN Television. You can also watch us on GoTV and DSTV. Stay with us. Now, the official liquidator of DKM Diamond Company, Jemima Oware, has confirmed that her outfit will start part payment of monies to customers of defunct DKM from the first week of October 2016. This will be after PricewaterhouseCoopers completes validations and modalities for payment by next week Friday. Ms. Jemima Oware made the revelations during a meeting with the affected customers of DKM at the Sunyani Coronation Park Tuesday.
The official liquidator by the Bank of Ghana on the 29th of March 2016. And after we started the liquidation processes, we had a few challenges initially, and we should have had this first creditors meeting 6 weeks after we were appointed. But we had problem with court matters, the assets were scattered, some of the servers were also, had been attached by independent creditors. And when we finally got through the court process to even have the servers released to us, most of the hard drives were out. So proving the claims of depositors was a big problem, and that's what delayed this whole meeting. But today, by the grace of God, we've been able to have the first creditors meeting. We've met most of the creditors, at least in the Brahafo region. And out of our validation of the claims we had about 93,000 claims being put in, a value of about 540 million. But looking through verification, we realized that it was really overbloated. And so we are valuing, the Pricewaterhouse is one of my consultants that's doing evaluation of the claims, and what we came to tell them, of course, was the status of the liquidation, what we inherited, what we've done, and how far we've come. Now we're hoping that by next week we'll come out with a list of verified creditors. That's the key thing, verified creditors, a list of verified creditors, and also where they can go receive monies that we might have allocated to them from the sale of assets realized.
Meanwhile, an interim injunction has been placed on the official liquidator, who says that will not affect the process.
With it when we had started the meeting about to end, and so I should not be seen to be in contempt of court. But just to say that the particular issue was an order given in the Wa High Court on a particular legislation that at that particular time was not clearly understood. It was the Non-Bank Financial Institution Act, which is supposed to regulate non-banking financial institutions, and microfinance institutions are supposed to be a non-banking financial institution. But in that particular act, it specifically states in the third schedule that deposit-taking microfinance companies do not get regulation under the Non-Banking Financial Act. They are regulated by the Banking Act, and therefore were properly appointed by the Bank of Ghana under the Banking Act. And until that particular injunction is moved on the 22nd of September, to withdraw that kind of order that was placed, against us. That particular ruling that was given, it was on the blind side of the judge and the lawyers, because it's very clear in the third schedule. As long as we have a process in court to reverse that particular order that was given, as long as that order has not been moved to confirm that order that was given, we'll go on with our work.
Well, explaining the modalities of payment and other issues, a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Richard Nipa, says the affected customers who went to court to seek redress cannot benefit from the part payment package.
For those creditors in courts, we are extending an invitation to them to take their cases out of court to come negotiate with us. Okay, so that's what we are doing. For those in courts, they have been isolated. They are not part of the list of depositors we are validating to pay. We've taken their names out, but we are urging them to come, sit down with us and negotiate. So this is a position.
Well, some affected customers of DKM who spoke to Joy News after the meeting with the liquidator say all they want is their money.
We are hoping for the best. They've given us the hope that they will settle us within first week in October. I'm hopeful. As a Christian, I'm hopeful. I don't have any doubts. For me, I'm very hopeful I'll get my money.
And are you expecting all?
Oh yeah, I'm expecting all. I'm hopeful I'll get everything.
Those who are having their case at the court, they want to prevent the whole issue. Just that they want to, the ordinary person who are having the money over there, they are more than those who are having the money, those who are rich people. So I will currently appeal that they should help we, the ordinary people who are having the money at the DKM. That is the issue which has just arisen this afternoon, which I'm not actually happy about it. So that one, we should actually do something about that.
Now, barring any hitches, the Public Utility Workers Union PUW, which has been protesting aspects of private sector participation in the Electricity Company of Ghana, may back down on their action. As you may be aware, PUW has kicked against the concessionaire taking over ECG with a number of industrial actions and protests. Deputy Power Minister John Jinapor on Monday told Joy News some progress has been made in an effort to resolve the standoff between the Millennium Development Authority and the union. Well, today, another meeting involving all stakeholders was held at the behest of the Chief of Staff. The Secretary of the Senior Staff Association of the Electricity Company of Ghana, Patrick Tete Vinyemi, joins us on the line with some details of what transpired at that meeting. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, my sister, and to your cherished listeners and viewers.
All right. Now, when we spoke to the Deputy Power Minister yesterday, he gave some indication that some progress had been made between PUW and MEDA. Can you confirm this?
Yes. In fact, we met today involving all the stakeholders. The leadership of the union articulated all the issues, and seat of government saw the wisdom in it. So what happened is that they put in the report together, and the president will be briefed. Until then, MEDA is being directed to host its activities as well as ECG PSP is concerned until a directive comes from the presidency on the way forward.
Break it down. What are the specifics? What assurances has MEDA given you going forward?
Well, actually, they are supposed to hold the first bidders conference on 3rd October per their timetable. And the issue is that if you are coming to the table, you must come with clean hands. So if we from the union are prepared to dialogue, then it means that MEDA as well must come with clean hands, because we cannot be at the table and they will go ahead with whatever programs that. So we've agreed that they are to suspend this bidders conference pending the directives from the presidency on the way forward, because we presented the issues that will affect our country, Ghana, and if we don't take time, in fact, Ghana will be in the doom.
So what concessions have you made in the light of these assurances? Are you calling off your protest?
No, we've not been on strike. We've not been protest. In fact, we only took Monday and the last 2 weeks to protest or to register our dispersal. And then the chief of staff invited us into a discussion. So we are still negotiating, and we hope that something good will come out of the office of the president, and that will be a good news to we and to Ghana at large.
How soon are we to expect some, going forward, how soon are we to expect any information from the chief of staff or government on this particular matter?
I beg your pardon?
I'm asking, how soon do you expect a reaction from the chief of staff, some sort of indication of where you're going?
The earlier, the better, but I think we have agreed that, 3 weeks from the date that they intend organizing or hosting that bidders conference, which is 3rd October. So we are looking around somewhere around 20th, 24th, thereabout in October. But the earlier the president come out with the directive on the issue, the better for our country, Ghana.
Are you convinced that the government will back down on its, moves to get some sort of private participation in the ECG's operation?
Are
you convinced that the government will back down on its move to get some form of private participation in the ECG's operations?
Well, we can't preempt what will come out of that, but that is the highest seat of the land, and if they are telling us that we should hold on until a decision is taken within the shortest possible time, well, we are giving them the benefit of the doubt. But we hope and we believe that whatever decision will be taken will be in the interest of Ghanaians.
All right, thank you very much. That's Patrick Binyami, and he is Secretary of the Senior Staff Association of the Electricity Company of Ghana. Now, Employment and Labor Relations Minister has explained that a memo from the Ghana Education Service directing the posting of teachers without appointment letters is to check possible fraud within the public service. Haruna Idrisu observed that the ministry has detected fraudulent practices in which directors of education employ teachers and backdate their letters of appointment. According to him, government is forced to pay sometimes up to 3 years' salaries to teachers, sometimes for no work done. The GES letter dated 14 September 2016 and signed by Deputy Director General Cynthia Bosomchisam explained that the recruited teachers are to stay out of the classrooms. The memo is also asking directors of education not to issue appointment letters to the newly recruited teachers. They are only to start teaching after financial clearance has been obtained from the Finance Ministry. The memo triggered concerns that the postings are a gimmick to create the impression that government is employing teachers. Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister of Education in charge of Tertiary, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, says the memo was at variance with the ministry's policy on recruitment of teachers. He doubted the authenticity of the memo and said he needed to cross-check with the appropriate authorities. He said although government had put a net freeze on public sector employment, the Health and Education Ministry are exempt from the embargo.
Begin by saying that I saw that on social media only last night.
Right.
I've been trying to reach Mrs. Busum Chisam if she indeed altered that.
Okay.
Because that directive or that notice to regional directors is at variance to what is going on now.
Okay.
As I speak to you, we issued a statement last week, last 2 weeks actually, spelling out the posting processes for this year. We have improved the system, made it electronic. So this time you don't have, as a graduate of the College of Education, you don't have to travel all the way to the regional director's office where your College of Education was to find out where you've been posted, and then you have to travel again to the region where you've been posted, go to the district director before you report to your posting location. It's been very cumbersome, the risk involved, travel expenses and all of that. So we've decided this year to automate the entire system and make it electronic. So we put out a statement that spelled out these new reforms, and then we also indicated we also indicated that we will put out the regional postings first, which we have done, and then we said they should check on the 21st, which is tomorrow, for the district and school postings, so they know the districts they have been sent to in the specific locations. So this notice, I'm here to check its authenticity. I have not received a copy. What I do know and what we've been working with is that the Ministry of Education is exempted from any such embargo. Ministry of Health, I also know, is exempted. You know, there's a net freeze ongoing. So for other sectors, you only replace staff that retire, that resign, or that are deceased. However, education and health are exempted, and we have been employing. We just finished employing 2,500 mathematics and science teachers. They've received their appointment letters. The graduates of the colleges of education. Last week we discussed the financial clearance with the finance minister. We have the approval to go ahead and employ all 16,432. However, the finance minister raised issue about the wholesale numbers that auditors had raised concerns that there was some infiltration. So you give an institution financial clearance, say for 10,000, and some people who are not entitled to that get into the system. So for auditing purposes, making sure that.
That is Deputy Education Minister in charge of Tertiary, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Well, the latest information Joy News has gathered indicates the GES has issued a reversal of the memo. You're watching Joy News Prime here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. I'm Arba Crimson. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And indeed, this is your election headquarters. Now, running mate of the Progressive People's Party, Bridget Jogbenuku, has predicted the party would cause an upset in the December 7 polls. The party has dismissed suggestions that a vote for the PPP would be a wasted vote as it continues to campaign for votes in the Greater Accra region. Today, it made a stop at Medina and its environs where party supporters and traders defy the reins to interact with the flag bearer and his running mate. Jennifer Ekwama followed the campaign trail and has filed the following report.
The early morning showers did not dampen the spirits of the Progressive People's Party supporters when flag bearer Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum continued with his Greater Accra Regional Constituency tour at Medina Market. The supporters, as well as traders and onlookers, mobbed the flag bearer and running mate Bridget Jogbenuku. The party faithful sang and danced in spite of the downpour, which they described as showers of blessings.
If there are no jobs in the country, there will be no money. The question I have for you today is, PNDC, NDC and MPP have come and gone.
NDC for Baba, MPP for Baba, PNC for Baba. Now so Obiara ba, that may answer ya Progressive People's Party for Yabe. Won't be Sunday.
It's time we ask each of them what have they done to improve the livelihoods of Ghanaians. But we in the PPP have done our best to help boost employment in the country.
And I
want to tell you this, don't vote for someone who will promise and never act. Vote for someone who can deliver.
Now, on ye be that. Want to Abama, and yesterday, be no way doers, and they be no way promises. And ye doers, so send the aye be that.
The weather improved at Wejak-Bawe constituency, where Dr. Indum urged the electorate to remember the mistakes of previous governments and vote wisely.
This country has a lot of money. Ghana is a very wealthy nation, but some of the leaders we've had have been dipping their hands into the national coffers and sharing it among their family members.
In
2012, we voted and the government took our money to purchase guinea fowls. Then later they came back to tell us the guinea fowls had flown away to Burkina Faso. Now those birds have become a debt on all of us.
PPP running mate Bridget Jogbenuku took the opportunity to dispel the notion that a vote for the PPP is a wasted one and that the party is poised to give the opposition parties a shock at this year's elections.
Right now, the other parties are afraid of us. The PPP belongs to everybody. My name is Bridget Jogbenuku, but I speak many Ghanaian languages fluently. Right now, the other parties are afraid of us. A vote for the PPP is not a wasted vote. In Medina, they were saying, PPP, we will shock you.
For Joy News, Jennifer Kwamwa.
To the NDC now, and the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, has taken a swipe at the opposition New Patriotic Party for suggesting that Ghanaians should give them a chance. He stated that the destiny of a nation is not about trial and error. He was speaking during a visit to the, as part of his 3-day tour of the Upper West region. Correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
The visit of the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, comes on the heels of the manifesto launch of the National Democratic Congress in Sunyani last Saturday. His visit is therefore to carry the message to traditional rulers, religious leaders, and opinion leaders in the Upper West region. His first point of call was the Wala traditional area, which has 10 paramountcies and 50 divisional chiefs. He told the chiefs that given the NDC government a second term, they will seriously look at the issue of agriculture, where the setting up of agri-mechanization centers will be key.
We've gotten to a stage where we can't only rely on the using of hoes and machetes to have our farms prepared. And so as part of his plan, he intends introducing what we call the agricultural mechanized centers, whereby in this area we can have as many as possible agricultural machinery, which will be made available to potential farmers who are interested to undertake agriculture. The kind of agriculture that we are envisaging is the agriculture that will be attractive, especially to the youth and to everyone. For example, it should be possible for somebody leaving school to have their farm through what we have the block farming system or the youth in agri program, where they will have access to this machinery to plow.
Julius Debra then took a swipe at the opposition New Patriotic Party flag bearer, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is asking Ghanaians to give him a try at the presidency, remarking that the destiny of a nation is not necessarily about trial and error.
The issue about governance, when the system is working, we keep it going. And that is more reason why if you go to places like China, you go to Malaysia, you go to Singapore, they were able to achieve what they've achieved because they kept a particular government that were doing something right to continue. The destiny of a nation is not necessarily about trial and error. If one system is working, just as has been acknowledged in terms of the infrastructure that we have seen, I believe that we give that particular system the chance to continue with the process that they want to bring. It is true that not everyone will comfortably say that they've gotten enough monies in their pocket, but it's systematic, and we believe that giving President Mahama II time, he will be able to lead us to achieve this wonderful objective that we set for ourselves as a nation.
Paramount Chief of the Busa traditional area, Na Ali Seydou Yelmane Pelpuo, who spoke on behalf of the Wana, thanked the government for the numerous projects and programs embarked on by the government since coming into power. The Chief of Staff will later visit chiefs at Wuchao and Dormo in the West District. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam.
Let's turn our attention onto the New Patriotic Party, whose flag bearer has commenced his Greater Accra Regional Campaign Tour. Nana Akufo-Addo first called on the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs for their blessing to kickstart his campaign. He's been to Adenta, Legon, among others, and currently he's at the University of Ghana campus. Joining us, Latif Idris is following that tour and joins us on the telephone. Hello, Latif.
Yeah. Hello.
Good. Now, we understand the NPP flag bearer is at the University of Ghana now. What exactly is he doing?
Yeah, but Nana Akufo-Addo is expected to address students of the University of Ghana who have gathered here in their numbers waiting the arrival of the flag bearer of the NPP. We're told by the communication team that he is now engaged in a meeting with the university authorities who would then give him the green light to come and address university students who have gathered here in their numbers. I'm sure he's going to talk about issues bordering on education and matters, on education particularly, Arba.
It's been quite a pretty busy day for the NPP flag bearer today. Visiting chiefs and various parts of the capital. Tell us about that.
Yeah, today Nanado's campaign started from Dodowa, where he went to seek for the blessing of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. They prayed and then opened the door for Nanado to start. Officially start his campaign in the Greater Accra region. Right from there, the campaign team moved to Adenta, where Nanado touched base with party faithful and residents who live in the area who followed Nanado through and cheered him throughout the street. From there, Nanado moved to some other communities, and we finally settled here at the Legon campus. Before coming to the Legon campus, Nanado met with the students of the Pantan nurses training, where the running mate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, reaffirmed the party's commitment to reinstate the teaching and the nursing training allowances for students within the first 3 months if the MPP is elected. And I'm talking about Nana Akufo-Addo. If he's elected as president, MPP will reinstate the teaching and the nursing training allowances within the first 3 months if elected as president. Nanado has also made the point that he is committed to financing the one district, one factory policy by giving out the $1 million to each district to finance the activities of this body that will ensure that developmental projects are undertaken within the district across the country, Araba.
All right, Lateef Idris with that update of the MPP flag bearers campaign tour today. Many thanks, Lateef. You're welcome back. It's time for business, and Emmanuel Aboagye joins us in the studio. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi, Araba. How are
What's
you?
in business? I'm good,
well,
thank you.
In business, Finance Minister is telling us that we should not be too worried about the level of borrowing or debt management portfolio, sort of.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
Okay.
Even when you're borrowing, he's saying that it's okay to borrow, but you must use the funds to do the right thing to ensure that the borrowing is justified. Or
of course, you must borrow wisely as well.
Wisely, use the funds wisely.
All right, take it away.
Thank you very much, and thanks for joining me. It's about time government focused more on growing the economy if it is to effectively bring the rising public debt under control. That's the advice from economist Professor Godfred Bokpin. The country's total debt has now hit 110 billion Ghana cedis, representing about 66% of GDP. Meanwhile, government has downplayed suggestions linking this to increased borrowings rather than maintaining the debt levels will reduce by the end of this year. Professor Bokpin, however, says government's debt management strategy would not yield the desired results until it prioritizes economic growth.
We have to be able to keep our debt level within a certain acceptable level and effectively grow our economy. The most effective way of managing your debt is to grow your economy. If you have the best strategy and it doesn't translate to growing the economy in real terms, I mean, you don't have any strategy at all. Because if the economy is not expanding, you are not generating cash flow, your debt level is increasing, it comes with increasing costs, then you are not going to do that much. You only just have to generate enough money to service your debt and pay wages and salaries. Then you have very little to actually do capital spending. Once you allocate very little to capital projects or capital spending, especially relative to debt servicing, you are not preparing for the future. You are unable to maintain your assets. You can't replace your assets when they are due for replacement because you wouldn't have made effective provision towards that. And then again, you are unable to close the huge infrastructure deficit that is actually inhibiting the efficiency of doing business in this economy.
Now, flag bearer of the United Progressive Party, Kwesi Adai, is confident of winning a landslide victory in the December polls. He's convinced the general acceptance of his party's campaign, coupled with the current economic hardships Ghanaians are enduring, are enough to earn him a one-touch victory. Mr. Kwesi Adai, who has been speaking to Insura FM's Ohim Interior on his party's chances in the upcoming election, says he's cruising to victory.
The United Progressive Party is promising to overhaul the country's public sector and also pay public sector workers on a weekly basis. Agriculture will be the backbone of a UPP government, with cocoa production predicted to hit 10 million metric tons annually. According to Mr. Adai, his party will promote industrialization across the country to ensure products such as gold are exported in their secondary form. He appreciates the fact that he can only implement his policies only after winning elections to form the next government.
I am very much optimistic that I'm going to win this election with a landslide victory. And I could see and feel that my chances are very bright in that looking at the current economic biting which Ghanaians are experiencing now, Ghanaians want a leadership that can fix the economy. And I stand tall among all my peers seeking for this #1 office. And I feel it. And I believe Ghanaians will vote for me. As an entrepreneur, we know how to create jobs and wealth. The current administration has failed the good people of this country, especially the youth, big time. And he is struggling to gain grounds, but I could see he is losing grounds on a daily basis.
The UPP is targeting 50 parliamentary seats across Ghana. According to Mr. Adai, he does not need majority in parliament to run the affairs of the country he says has been mismanaged by President Mahama and the NDC. He is convinced, however, his campaign message is resonating with the people.
Ghanaians are buying into my vision, and my message is going down well with the people, especially the business fraternity. And crisscrossing the whole country, I feel how the people want change, and change is coming. Change is inevitable this time around, and there's no way this government can renew its mandate. Ghanaians are yearning for change, and definitely the change will come. I see myself leading this country because Ghanaians are now having confidence in me. Wherever I go, the enthusiasm the people show when they see me indicates that they are all for me.
Ohiminteria's report.
The Electoral Commission says 23 candidates have so far picked nomination forms to contest this year's presidential election. This is made up of 16 political parties and 7 independent candidates. Head of Communications at the Electoral Commission, Eric Kofi Jakpasu, says so far there's been no glitch in the process. He also mentions that the issue of the EC's high filing fee did not resurface during the process.
This morning, we have a total of 23 candidates who have come to pick their nomination forms, and this is made up of 16 political parties and 7 independent candidates. The 7 independent candidates, we're not too sure whether they are indeed the candidates themselves, because most of them sent representatives. It is only when they come to file that we'll be sure that this is indeed a candidate or not. But it's on record that one of the former presidential candidates, independent one in the 2012 election, one Honorable Jacob Osei-Yeboah, has come for his nomination papers. The 16 political parties are the Independent People's Party, the United Front Party, Ghana Freedom Party, Democratic People's Party, All People's Congress, the Great Consolidated People's Party, United People's Party, United Development System Party, National Democratic Congress, National Democratic Party, the United Love Party, Progressive People's Party, the New Patriotic Party, and the Convention People's Party.
You're welcome to the entertainment segment of Joy News Prime, and guess who's in the studio with me? As usual, the ever bubbly Miss G. Hi.
I hear that's how people respond. Hello.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's great to be back. You know, I have
that is an interesting design on your dress.
You know, sometimes I feel like I want to be young again, and so I remember that. You know,
but you're not that old.
Oh, okay. I'm not. So pinafore for you. Okay. Remember back in school.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm reliving my junior high school days. Anyway, so, you know, Aja for real. They call her Mona. Hole. You know that in Shatawale's Hole song, there was certain Hajia for real.
Okay.
Before that, we've heard a lot about Hajia for real, you know, from the fact that she and Amanda, the Free Aqua's wife, Amanda, had issues, the fact that she was involved with Kempon, the fact that, you know, she's always on social media posting beautiful pictures of herself. And lately, we know that she's got a beautiful baby girl.
Yeah.
Yes, I always try to mention it's a Naila but she says it means a leader in the northern language. That when you're called Naila, you mean it means that you're a leader.
Okay.
Now, so she's been speaking on the fact that she is going to do some donations because she's realized how important children are to society. So tomorrow being a holiday, she's going to donate some things to the Osu orphanage and some other orphanage. But she didn't hesitate when I asked her to speak about why her child is not on social media like she is, you know, what the effect of that drama between she and Efriye Akwa's Amanda brought to her, and also how her family took the whole drama and controversy around her.
I don't think I'm trying so hard to be famous. No, I just do me, and people love it and they follow me. I don't try so hard to be famous, no.
But you've had people say that to you?
No, I never had.
Never had anybody say that? Never had anybody say that to you?
No.
Well, that's true.
Living my life and being me. So.
Are you concerned about the things that people say about you?
Well, sometimes, of course, I'm a human being, I'm concerned, but most of the times, I'm somebody that put my happiness first. No matter what, I put my happiness first, so I don't let stuff get to me.
Why are you so scared that your baby will be out there?
No, it's not that I'm scared. I just feel like right now she's young, and I don't want all this social media drama around her. No, she has her own life to live. When she grows up and she want to be on social media, fine. But I'm not going to put her up now. She's very, very young for that. And I'll put her up maybe later, but not now.
But you're on social media, you're enjoying it.
But it's my life. My daughter has her life too. Yes. So.
What's one of the things about social media that you don't like?
I mean, sometimes you wouldn't like some certain things that people say, or you know, like you said about you, some things that are not true. You feel like, gosh, sometimes I feel like nobody knows me. Like, what is this, you know? But basically,
how do you manage through the times when you've heard ugly things about yourself?
I come from a very supportive family. My family motivate me a lot, and they tell me, listen, we know you, it's not true, live your life, don't mind anybody. If my dad and mom can tell me that, how can I be bothered? They are the only people that I care about that would think this, but they know me already, so I have a very supportive family, and
were they aware of the things that Amanda had said about you?
I mean, it was everywhere, and they were very aware of it.
Were they concerned about your safety and the fact that you're in the eye of the public?
Of course. I mean, every parent will be concerned that, you know, this is going on. But like I said, they just have to encourage me, motivate me, and all that. And I went through it. It wasn't easy, but I went through it.
What are some of the lessons that you learned from all the things that you've been through?
I just think I have to be careful with friends. I feel like sometimes I'm too, calm, and I let certain people in my life that I shouldn't. So I just feel like I should be careful with friends. Yeah.
You regret that there was a whole drama around you? Do you?
Yes, of course I regret it, and I regret some of the people that I was cool with at that time. But you know, such is life. Things happen for reasons. So, well, fine, like Miss Malaika, her beauty spark like a lighter, already tight, no screwdriver. Member, me no need no spanner. Haja for real, I call her Mona.
Welcome back to Joy News Prime, and with all the happenings on the sporting front, Gary Al Smith joins us here with details. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening.
What's up?
Well, a bit of this and that. We are still doing reactions to the finished Ghana Premier League season. The coaches are, looking back at the season and trying to give promises about what they will do next season, manifestos.
Kind of like the politicians.
Yeah, so I say manifestos.
All right, take it away, Gary.
Thank you very much, Araba, and thank you for joining us on the Sports on Prime. Hi, I'm Gary Al Smith. Today we have some local football and international football news as well. First of all, Dreams FC coach Charles Akono, who used to be a former Black Stars captain, says he's speaking positives from what has been an interesting season for his club, which just came straight to the Ghana Premier League for the first time?
We started very well with drafts. We were able to win. I think our strategy was good. It gave us a chance to see most of our opponents, I think the first 5 matches. So we knew exactly what we will encounter as far as the opponents is concerned within the 5 months. So we prepared very well, and I think it helped us. The first round was really good. Obviously, a lot of teams doesn't know us. Yeah. They don't know what we can do, and so we took that advantage to surprise them. It went very well. But in the second half of the league, we sort of, I would say, we struggled a bit.
Yeah,
of course, because of the nature of our league. Yeah. Every time there's a curve, you know, a lot of things happen. And so, but if I have to look back, I think there's been positives, a lot of positives, less negatives, and we've picked the positives. The positive were some of them, one will call it negative. For instance, when we played Hearts of Oak in Daewoo, for me, we won the match. You know, we had, you know, when we played Kotoko in Kumasi, that match was supposed to be draw. There were so many instances I can, and so you look at a team that, you know, just joined the Premiership and they've done so well. So, you know, and the credit also goes to management as well.
Okay.
From all of us here at Joy News, thank you for watching. Stay tuned and join us same time tomorrow. Good night.
This is Joy News Prime.